I don't really understand how far we're going to take this inclusivity thing. I really don't get it. I don't know. And if I'm wrong, again, educate me. Today, I just want to be educated.
It is Candace Owens yet again out there criticizing the woke culture without giving it a second thought. She is not just expressing her views, but burning the beliefs of every person who claims to be in support of the woke culture. Her words set fire to the minds of the people, and now she is facing the backlash for that. Is she really revealing the naked truths? Why she is also fueling against the cancel culture? Let us find out together, guys.
A grown adult married woman feeling inspired to jump into the DMs of a teenager and encourage them to kill themselves. Of course, what if she had...
Yes, she is talking about Chrisy Teigan, who has millions of followers on Twitter. She was admired by everyone, but it turned out that her character is not as beautiful as her beauty is. She bullied one teenager, Courtney Stodden, to end her life. You heard me right, guys. How unbothered she must have been at that moment when she told a teenager to end her life. Candace was not ready to let this go like the woke people did after hearing the issue. She made sure that the truth went to the ears of everyone.
Appreciate Chrisy Teigan as a brand in general, because I've never seen someone who is trying to brand being pro-death.
All the brands that Teigan worked with now canceled everything, and she is facing the consequences for her actions. Like Candace, we can also believe that it's just the beginning of the destruction of the so-called woke people. But this was just the beginning. Things got more intense when she criticized the alphabet mafia. She was referring to the LGBTQ movement, which is now influencing everyone. She put forward a grace problem of the Wisconsin prisons. It must be shocking for you to hear that over 50% of the inmates in the Wisconsin prisons identify themselves as transgenders.
The advantage of a man, you commit a crime, you commit a sex crime, you molest a child, and you know how they treat pedophiles in prison, you know how they treat sexual deviants in prison. So you say, actually, no, I'm transgendered. That's what's actually happening. Please put me amongst the women inmates who now need to accept. And the fact that prisons are doing this.
So here she exposes the woke culture that transformed the sanity of the working of the authorities upside down. These insane ideologies and concepts of the woke culture are getting out of hand. Just think about it, guys. How could the authorities change the male prisoners who have committed grave crimes to women prisons when they say they identify as trans?
People say, oh, well, even if a person is trans, you should have the decency and the respect to call them by their preferred pronoun. I don't play that game. And what I always say to people is, if you have a mental disorder, that's fine. You know, I don't need to come up to you and tell you that I think you have a mental disorder. That would be rude.
At least someone needs to stand up against this stupidity. And thank goodness Candace is out there frying the woke elites. She is shouting the truths regarding such a baseless culture, which is indeed a danger to society. People nowadays are too scared to open up and say their thoughts since they believe it might be offensive. But Candace is not up for this game. She is revealing how serious this insanity is. You will understand the insanity by seeing how the man who dressed like a woman read stories and played with young kids with the consent of the respective parents.
I can't even believe the kind of adults in this room that think that this is normal and not utterly traumatizing to a small child. Why does a child need to be in what looks like a nightclub?
This is not happening in some random unknown places, but in daycare and libraries where our children should be educated and not subjected to this madness. She says all these are part of a big agenda.
LGBTQIA RST agenda that I even bring I've dragged my child to a drag show, a child that should not be exposed to anything overtly sexual, a child that should not be seeing a man wearing fishnets, with a big wig and all this makeup on anywhere, by the way, anywhere it would be inappropriate to see this, but I want to show my friends on social media that I'm loving and love is love.
She pointed out the case of a principal in Oklahoma who dressed as a drag queen and was accused of serious misconduct. How can a person like this end up being the principal of the school? It's all part of the woke culture that the world witnessed today.
When they began selling tuckware, really trying to appeal, in my view, to innocent children who are going through periods of severe confusion.
Candace firmly focused on the foolishness of the Pride Parade, where it became completely normal for people to wear any short clothes in the public streets, and you can even see men wearing G-strings without any shame. The world can't keep its mouth shut after watching this insanity. Like Candace, Many people have come forward and criticized the woke culture.
So I am interested in the LGBTQIARSTUV movement because they have this amazing ability to just extend, right? So at first it's like LGB, and then they're like, actually no, LGBT. And they're like, no, actually LGBTQ.
Candace was not ready to hear any justifications from anyone who was standing up for this insane woke culture. This culture is extending day by day, she said, and even the children are confused by seeing this. No good generation can be raised if the children are grown among men who are dressed like females. If you have enjoyed watching this video, then do not forget to show us your love by giving us a thumbs up. And for more similar content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do you think Candace roasted the woke culture enough and revealed all the harsh truths behind their agenda? Let us know your thoughts and perspectives in the comment section below.